hear from some of the brightest minds in the industry who will share their insights and experiences as well as success stories. First and foremost, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests, speakers, and judges who have taken the time to be here today. A round of applause for them, please. Your presence has made this event more special, and we are thrilled to have you with us. Without further ado, we shall start the event with the tilawat of the Holy Quran.
الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Thank you. SMUC 8.0 is a flagship event of BBA program which has been held 7 times since 2014. This event-based project has 2 parts. The students have to select a business and carry out a situation analysis, brand audit, consumer insight analysis through their market research. Then formulate their marketing strategies and tactics as well as communication plans with attention to all details. Finally, the students present in teams in front of a panel of judges who are marketing experts from the relevant industry. This year's SMUC 8.0 is covering the fitness industry and students are working on different gyms. Today's event promises to be filled with exciting presentations and discussions on the trends in marketing. Our speakers are experts in their respective fields and have a wealth of knowledge and experience to share with us today. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed by the incredible insights and innovative ideas that will be shared on this stage. It is my pleasure to introduce to you an extraordinary individual who has a proven track record of delivering outstanding results in the business world, Mr. 𝗦𝗭𝗔𝗕𝗜𝗏. He is an exponential business and performance coach, startup enthusiast, commercial generalist, and turnaround specialist with 19 years of experience in the industry. Throughout his career, Mr. 𝗦𝗭𝗏 has delivered solid and reliable commercial results in blue-chip companies such as Standard Chartered Bank and Pfizer Inc. His expertise in turning around struggling companies and his passion for startup businesses has made him an invaluable asset to the business world. A round of applause for Mr. 𝗦𝗭𝗏𝗏.
Can everyone hear me? Can the people at the back hear me? Handle mic, and I need a presentation. Test 1, 2. Are we good? Can the people in the back hear me? All right, cool. So we're going to talk about how to leverage fitness in 2023. But, you know, I'm often called to these sessions as a motivational speaker, which is a joke. There's no such thing as motivation. Motivation is the biggest scam on the planet. Now, obviously, I don't mean to make fun of the word motivation, But how many times have you been motivated? Raise your hands. That's it? Nobody else has ever been motivated? Okay, cool. How many times have you been motivated and achieved something great in your life? Great. So, 1/3 of the people are saying that they've achieved something great. So obviously, if 75% of the population is unable to use motivation, that's pretty crap. So instead of motivation, we're going to take a human design approach towards achievement. What that means is something that uses human psychology to achieve is predictable and reliable. Why is that? Because motivation is a joke, it is transient, and it is fleeting. Motivation does not last. You have a bad day tomorrow, your motivation goes down the drain. There's nothing left. So if something is transient and something is fleeting, there's no way to grab it and hold on to it, it's not a good tool to achieve in life. And so what's better than motivation? Now some people are going to say discipline. Discipline! You've got to wake up early in the morning, you've got to go for that run, got to stick to your diet, got to do this, that, and the other. That's cool, but discipline needs a lot of willpower. A lot of willpower. And that's why most people run out of willpower. When do you run out of willpower? Anybody who's been on a diet or has tried to use discipline to do something in life? No one? When? When do you run out? Have you ever noticed? At night, thank you. Is it somebody who's heard me speak before? So you guys know. So what do we use to achieve in life? And so now from an achievement point of view, you have random achievement and you have planned achievement. Random achievement is someone who hits a home run on their first go. That's probably the worst thing to ever happen to an athlete, a businessman, anybody in any achievement field. Why? Because you randomly got lucky. You do not know how that happened. And because you don't know, you can't do it again. And because you can't do it again, you hang on to that one achievement for dear life because you're too scared now. So we want planned achievement, which is predictable. Now, in my experience, because I work with high performers, I work with business owners, I work with people who've been CEO in higher level companies. I've been one myself for more than a decade. What's easier is when you're crystal clear on the end goal. When you have extreme clarity on the end goal, you don't need motivation. Because you can literally see where you're headed. And because you can see where you're headed, it becomes as easy as 1, 2, 3. It becomes as, think about the last time you went to get a glass of water. You didn't need to be motivated to go, because you knew where the water was, where the fridge was, where the kitchen was. You just went and got it, right? So the higher the clarity, the clearer you are, the less motivation or discipline you need. And therefore, clarity trumps motivation and willpower any day of the week. And so today I'm not going to motivate you. I'll give you extreme clarity on what's going to happen in the fitness world in 2023. In the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to see these changes speed up. They're already speeding up. Every time there's a change in the industry, it seems slow because not enough people know about it. And then, boom, one day everyone knows about it. How many people had heard of ChatGPT 1 year ago? One person had heard of ChatGPT 1 year ago. When did you hear about ChatGPT? How many people heard of ChatGPT 2 months ago? Everybody heard of ChatGPT. ChatGPT's been around for 2 years. Version 1, version 2, they've been around for 2 years. Now, it's gained critical mass. It's making people redundant. It's throwing people out of jobs. Now everybody's heard of it. Now everybody's running to take advantage of ChatGPT. It's almost too late for some people now. So that is the trend. When something new comes up, in the beginning you don't realize it, and then it's too late. So my job, I've been at regional level leadership positions. What that means is I've been head of multiple countries and sales, business development, marketing for those businesses. Now my job is not to run the business. I'm not paid to run the business. I hire someone to run the business, who's the operations, the COO. My job is to see what's happening 3 years, 5 years, 7 years in the future and plan to grow the business. This is where exponential growth comes in. Exponential growth means from $0 to $1 million in 1 year. 7 million the next year, 10 million the third year. So in 2 to 3 years, you are at 8 figures in USD. I've done that 5 times in my life with 5 businesses. Right? I'm not showing off. I'm just telling you what my job is, what I've been trained to do. So I've been trained to look at the future, not the present. And today we're speaking about the future. So what's changed since COVID-19? These are from Bloomberg and, okay, the laser isn't working, but like Bloomberg, CNBC, M&B statistics, so on and so forth. 15% of gyms across the world are now shut. They've closed permanently. Major brands like Gold's Gym have filed for bankruptcy. This was one of the biggest brands, at least when I was growing up, when it came to bodybuilding. Arnold Schwarzenegger used to train here. Gold's Gym, 24-Hour Fitness, Body Tech, InShape, YouFit, Deval filed for bankruptcy. The industry has lost more than $30 billion in revenue. And 500,000 people have lost their jobs. 500,000 fitness professionals lost their jobs in 1 year. 1/3 of all gym goers have not returned to the gym since COVID. That means 30%, 33% of revenue gone because they just didn't go back. 60% of current gym goers do not plan to renew their membership. So 30% loss because they never came back. 60% loss planned in the next 3 to 6 months, whatever. And 60% of gym membership current holders are planning on canceling. Why? This doesn't mean that people stop caring about fitness. COVID has made people more fitness conscious than ever. Do you agree? Does everyone agree? Cool. So if people are more fitness conscious than ever, what the hell is going on? 40% of gym goers during COVID worked out from their home for the first time in their life. 54% of gym goers purchased home gym equipment. I'm one of them. I set up a home gym during COVID. 74% of Americans, and this is pretty much true for the rest of the world as well, purchased a fitness app. Has anybody ever purchased a fitness app or used a fitness app? Okay, cool. Home fitness industry has gone up by 23%. And so, some of you might be wondering that this is Pakistan. This is irrelevant. It's never going to happen in Pakistan. Nobody in Pakistan is going to do this. Nobody in Pakistan is going to set up a home gym. Or very few people in Pakistan are going to do that. Right? It's never going to happen. The fact of the matter, boys and girls, is that it has already happened in Pakistan. As I speak, as I present to you right now, there are 7 fitness apps in Pakistan in development right now. How do I know this? I'm consulting for 2 of them. There are 5 platforms, online platforms, in development right now. And these platforms are using artificial intelligence and machine learning, not just to design a workout. You say, workout nahi dega aapko. But they are predictive AI, so it will adapt the workout based on how you feel that day. If you've had less sleep, it'll tell you, go easy, slow down. If you've had less food, if you've been staying up late, and it'll measure everything, including eating, sleeping, body temperature, right down to menstrual cycle. It will tell you your menstrual cycle before you know it, right? I'm going to share something else with you. This is a snapshot of Rise. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a predictive AI app that's available right now. This is my Rise yesterday. So I woke up at 5 something. I wasn't feeling I woke up at 5:41. I should have been groggy, because when you wake up, you're a little groggy. But because I went for a walk in the morning, I sped up my thing. This is my up. Then I start going down. Rise was telling me at 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm going to be a little slow. I might need coffee or tea or something. Then Rise told me, plan your peak activities here, and then around 10 o'clock, go to bed. Rise auto-populates my calendar my business calendar, and it tells me when to have my meetings, when I am most productive, most smartest, feeling best. Rise also tells me when to work out. Rise also tells me when to sleep, when to eat, when to do what. And it's like magic. It's literally like magic. Now, this is a screenshot of Aura. Aura, the first screenshot shows you, all right, so it shows you recovery. It shows you my HRV balance, my body temperature, my recovery index, sleep. It shows you my heart rate, body temperature, heart rate variability. For those in fitness, you know heart rate variability is seen as one of the best indicators of recovery, of how you should push yourself. And it shows my respiratory. It knows how I'm breathing. The next slide shows sleep. It's pretty standard. I went to sleep at this time. I stayed asleep. My heart rate during sleep, sleep efficiency, deep sleep, REM sleep, boom, 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 done. The last slide shows me stages during the night when I was awake, when I was asleep, blah, 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 down to my blood oxygen levels. Now I want you to imagine if Rise and Aura and the fitness app that you used, if they all speak to each other. You have a companion who knows you better than you know you. Who will tell you, this is when you're going to feel like cheating, this is when you're going to feel like having a drink, this is when you're going to want to go to sleep, maybe have some coffee at this time, maybe don't stay out for that long, maybe don't go to bed right now, go 30 minutes later, because that's when your melatonin levels are going to be secreted. I'm just showing you a brief snapshot of a couple of things out there. Now, here's the cool part. How do they know all this? Like right now, they're both tracking me. Can anybody tell me how? I'm not wearing there's nothing on me. My phone's lying over there. How does it know that about me? Can anybody guess? Anybody guess? Tracking के लिए तो heart monitors लगाने होते हैं ना, heart rate monitor या blood pressure monitor जो hospitals आपको करके दिखाते हैं. How does it know? Everything that's being, go ahead. It's not, I don't have a smartwatch right now. I own one, but I'm not wearing it right now. No, right now. Excuse me? No. If you guys can see my hand, you will see a ring on my hand. This is the wearable that tracks everything for me. Right? It's made of titanium. I only need to charge it about once in 10 days, and it tracks every damn thing about me. This is the level of technology right now. So this, boys and girls, is what gyms are competing with today. Because gyms think they're competing with gyms, but they're not. This is what gyms are competing with. And so this is not something new. It's been happening since the Industrial Revolution. What are we talking about here? We're talking about newer advancements replacing older, standardized, well-understood methods of doing business. Can anyone give me an example of the last time an industry was made redundant? Anyway, there's tons of examples of people losing their jobs in industries right now. Gyms are not the only one that got hit during COVID. Lots of industries got hit. Any example? Textile industry, transportation industry, tourism, aviation, thank you. So we have a ton of examples of it happening again and again. In the last 10 years, WhatsApp has replaced traditional text messaging. Can everybody agree? Is WhatsApp the mode of communication? Apple killed Nokia. Now, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Nokia. I'm old enough to remember Nokia. Nokia was king of the mountain. Nokia was like, we're the best. Nokia is dead now. No one remembers Nokia. My children will not know what Nokia is, right? Uber wiped out the taxi business worldwide. Everybody agree? Netflix bankrupted Blockbuster. Agreed? Airbnb decimated the hoteling and resorts industry. I have friends in the hoteling industry. They are operating at a 70% loss. 70% of the hoteling industry is being taken by Airbnb. Dating apps replaced matrimonial services. Somewhat controversial, but yes, it's a fact. People use dating apps now. Matrimonial, conventional offices that you go to for matrimonial, they're gone, or they will be gone in a year or so. No one's going to use them. Home delivery has taken 60% share of fast food dine-in restaurants. Some of my clients are owners of fast food restaurants. It's pretty standard now. If you want a good running business in fast food, you need to have delivery. Amazon/Daraz replaced brick and mortar businesses. Tesla pretty much scared the whole automotive industry. Somebody said automotive here. Tesla has forced Ford and Mercedes and BMW to start working on electrical cars. These are giants. Zoom has taken a major chunk out of airline industry. Airline industry. Like Zoom is not even related to airlines, but it's taken a chunk. I've got 3 friends who are at vice president levels in various multinational airlines in the world. First, they were saying that airlines will return to pre-COVID levels in 2022. Then it became 2024. Now it's 2027. 7 years after COVID, they're saying it will go back to pre-COVID. I don't believe them. Do you believe them? I don't believe them. The airline industry will never go back. It's done. It just won't. Why would you fly to go meet someone when you can just turn on Zoom and speak to them? I've had 3 calls since today morning. One from Massachusetts, US, one from Bali, one in Dubai, on Zoom. These are people who work for me every day. I speak to them every day. Crypto and blockchain are replacing banks as we speak. Not in the world, in Pakistan. The biggest banks in Pakistan have now started calling themselves technology companies that deal in banking services. That's how fast it's happening. 5 years from now, 3 years from now, you're not going to see banks. Or you will see 1/10 of banks. 1/10 of physical banks. Because why go to a bank when you can just open an online digital bank and transfer money there and then send it wherever? Like why go through the hassle? So is it, after all of this is happening, I don't think it's unreasonable to think that it'll happen to the fitness industry as well. Does everyone agree? How many people disagree? How many people agree? It's the writing on the wall. It's evident. It's obvious. This is great news for the fitness industry. If there are any gym owners sitting here, I'm about to make you a lot of money. I charge a lot of money to share what I'm about to share with you. Let's go back to the quartz crisis in the 70s. Does anybody know what the quartz crisis, because I wasn't born back then. Does anybody know what the quartz crisis is or was in the late 70s? Does anybody know what quartz is? What is it? Yeah. So the quartz crisis happened when people invented the quartz cell, which goes inside a battery-operated watch. Before that, we had mechanical watches. They don't need batteries. They run like cars. Except cars now have batteries. But anyway, so battery-operated watches were introduced in the world. Companies like Seiko, Citizen, and Casio embraced technology. They were the first ones, and they were like, we're going to do this, we're going to go hard, and we're going to change our entire model, our business model, around mass-produced, battery-operated watches that are fantastic at telling the time. Because back then, that's what watches did. They told the time. By 1983, 1,600 watchmakers were down to 600. So it started in the 70s, in the late 70s, around 81. In 3 or 4 years, watchmakers, because back then watchmakers used to be essentially engineers who would make watches, had shrunk to 30% of their value. That's how fast things happen. So this was a disaster. And lots of brands that no one's heard of, died. Lots of very good watch brands died. They were wiped out. The Swatch Group had to intervene, and they had to buy out mid-tier brands like Blancpain, Omega, Breguet, Lachute, Longines, and Tissot. Right? These are mid-tier brands. They were all bankrupt. The Swatch Group, which is the biggest watch group in the world right now, had to just basically bought them out. And so the Swiss watchmakers like Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, Audemars Piguet, and Rolex had to reposition themselves as watches of luxury goods. Does that make sense? Now, why did they have to do that? Why? Who sees this and thinks it tells the time versus who sees this and thinks it's a piece of jewelry or a status symbol? Show of hands. Who thinks this is a status symbol? A yellow gold Rolex with diamond bezel mark. All right, cool. So, no one buys a Rolex or an AP to tell the time. They're inaccurate. In case you don't know, they're highly inaccurate compared to Casio, compared to Apple watches. A typical Rolex, like it says on the manufacturer's warranty, that it will tell you plus minus 2 seconds, which means it'll be 2 seconds fast or 2 seconds slow. Or over a month, the 2 seconds add up, and you're now 1 hour ahead. This is standard for all luxury watches. Patek Philippe's, APs, Rolexes. People still wear them. They buy them because of the way it makes them feel. They buy them for status, for exclusivity, because it's a marvel of mechanical watchmaking. It's luxury and it's generational. Patek Philippe advertising says, you don't buy a Patek for yourself. You buy it so that your son can wear it and their son after that. It's supposed to last generations. So they no longer sell what they were originally meant to do, which is tell the time. Think about that for a minute. Something was invented to tell the time, and it was repositioned in the luxury goods market where it no longer is marketed to do what it's supposed to be doing in the first place. It's a fact. So who are gyms actually competing with? Because gyms think they're competing with gyms. They're competing with fitness apps. I mean, there's a million of them right now, but there's a couple of hundred that have started to use AI. So when I say AI, I mean predictive. And so the apps I showed you are the ones that are competing with the medical industry, because now you don't need to go to the hospital to check your blood pressure. You don't need to go to a clinic to check all the things that Aura is tracking on me right now. The fitness industry is competing with weight loss drugs. Have you heard of the Wegovy drug? Anybody? It's such a powerful weight loss drug that it's perpetually short in the market. It's being bought by Hollywood actors and actresses. If anybody knows the Kardashian, like the one who's not thin, that sister, she's used it. And she doesn't look like herself anymore. She's changed the way she looks. It's that powerful. Gyms are competing with surgical procedures, not just lipo. We're talking augmentation. We're talking surgical modification. We're talking ab implants, pec implants. And the fitness industry is competing with the home training equipment industry. Now, there's the standard home equipment like a bench, a barbell, whatever. Then there's entire systems like the X3 bar and the monkey bar that are used to just tell you that, no, you don't need to go to a gym. Use this. This is the future. And all of them are selling the end result. What is the end result, in your opinion, that people want? A good body. Change in personality. Good structure, right? So everybody wants an end result, a desired result, which is either physiological, meaning it changes the way you look, or psychological. So if all of them are selling the end result, then why the hell are gyms selling packages and equipments and facilities and all that stuff? Do you honestly care? No, you don't, because I just asked you and you guys said, no, we just want this. And so that's what other things are capitalizing on. Now, this is customer value perception. This is taken from acquisition.com, which is owned by 𝗦𝗓𝗏𝗧. 𝗦𝗓𝗏𝗧 is the genius behind Gym Launch. Gym Launch is the revolutionary program that allowed gym owners about 5-7 years ago to create $20, $30, $70, $80,000 per month. It's one of the best programs in the world right now. This is the value. So you have four things. You have the dream outcome, the dream body, the dream personality, whatever you want. And then this multiplied by the perceived likelihood of achievement. What that means is, how probable do you think you are to getting it? You ever see somebody who's like super obese, like super fat, and you tell them, you can also get abs, and that person's like, छोड़ो यार, इस जिंदगी में तो नहीं. Because the perceived likelihood of achievement is low. You see somebody super skinny, tell them they're going to get big, they'll be like, nahi yaar, mere genetics hi aise nahi hai. Ya meri bones, whatever people say. So low perceived likelihood of achievement. They don't think they're going to achieve it. So you have dream outcome multiplied by perceived likelihood of achievement divided by the time it takes, because nobody likes spending time, and the effort and sacrifice you have to make, which is working out and dieting and blah, 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 blah. And everything in the marketing industry, in the value is predicated on this formula, which shows value. This is how customers see value. So let's take a look at competition. What is the value that competition is providing? Fitness apps, convenience, you don't have to travel to the gym. Privacy, you can do it in your own house. Nobody has to see you. No one has to see you, no judgment. Weight loss drugs, no effort, extremely high likelihood of achievement. Just take the drug and there's an 80% chance you're going to lose weight. End of story, you don't have to do anything. And it's fast. Surgical procedures are instant. You go into surgery, you come out, boom, done. The fat is out of your system. No effort. You don't have to, you have to pay money, but you don't have to do anything. The doctor does it for you. And very high likelihood of achievement. And home training equipment, again, looks at convenience and privacy. So again, none of these are selling the method to lose the weight. They're not. They're selling the end result. You will lose weight. Use our app to look like this. Use our product to feel like this. And so the future, boys and girls, is in targeting the end result. So the gyms right now have two choices, and they're both great choices. The first choice is to go the Rolex route. This choice revolves around exclusivity, networking status. Before my presentation, we were talking about how certain gyms have become actor and actress gyms, and it's the crowd that people go to. That's exclusivity. Not everybody can get in. Pricing. Price, a lot of people get hung up about price. This is expensive. There's a reason it's expensive. Patek Philippe has a saying. I love the Swiss watch industry. Patek Philippe says, if you need to ask the price of a watch, you probably cannot afford to buy the watch. So pricing is a tool to stay exclusive. I'll give you a Rolex example. Rolex and AP deliberately choke supply. They deliberately do not produce enough units for people to buy. Why would someone do that? Like, why would someone hurt their business and choke supply? Any ideas? Speak louder. Exclusive, right? Exclusive. And people go crazy for exclusive things. People go nuts when you tell them you can't have this. So, networking, status, and prestige. Working out should almost be by the way. Like it should be, oh yeah, it's one of the things I do. When I go to the gym, I work out, but then I meet my friend, they have this amazing concierge service, they have this, that, and the other. And obviously this requires branding, this requires positioning, this requires a lot of things. A couple of gym owners in the country right now are speaking to me about how they can become exclusive, how they can go that route, especially with online. The other route is the Casio route, which is you integrate technology, You gamify the process. If you guys haven't heard of gamification, essentially any Facebook game, anything that's done, if there was an app about 5-7 years ago which required you to log where you were. I forget the name. If anybody remembers, please tell me. But it required you, like, I'm at this place, boom. Now I'm at this place, now I'm at this place. It gamified the whole thing because you got points, you got processes. I work with online coaches, and we've gamified weight loss. So, you know, you lose so much, you get so many points. You get so many, this of cardio, you get a shout out. You get this, that. Anything can be gamified, but it engages the person. Leaderboards, obviously, who's doing the best. Tracking apps plus back-end support. Essentially, you want to integrate fitness into your ecosystem because right now, technology is not integrated into the gym's ecosystem. And technology is not going to wait. So a lot of gyms in the world have now integrated, like a lot of gyms have their own apps now. Apps that help them manage their timings to the gym, traffic to the gym, their weight loss routines, their tracking, their locker codes, their permissions, their upgrades, a lot of stuff. Essentially, you have tech built into your product, so you embrace. So the final note is that both work and both work well. But what's not going to work is maintaining status quo. And that's a Nokia that used to be amazing once upon a time. And now nobody's heard of it. Thank you very much. Is there a Q&A?
Thank you, sir. It was an honor. Now, moving forward, I would like to introduce our second motivational speaker. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a true expert in the field of fitness and well-being, Mr. 𝗦𝗭𝗔𝗕𝗜𝗏 Sheikh.
Hi class, how are you? अच्छा थैंक यू सो मच यार कि आपने इतना इजी कर दिया मार्केटिंग इंडस्ट्री के बारे में. अच्छा अब मैं आई एम हियर टॉकिंग अबाउट फिजिकल एंड मेंटल फिटनेस. कितनी सीरियस है वो आपकी स्टूडेंट लाइफ में. अच्छा कितने लोग जो जिम जाते हैं हाथ उठाइए. गुड. और कितने लोग फिटनेस को लेके सीरियस हैं. अच्छा मैं बॉडी की बात नहीं कर रहा. दो चीज़ें मैं क्लियर कर दूं. फिटनेस डिफरेंट है एंड बॉडी डिफरेंट है. ठीक है. अब आपकी मेंटल हेल्थ जो है वो कैसे क्लियर होगी. उसके लिए आपको रेस्ट बहुत प्रॉपर चाहिए. तो कितने लोग जो 6 से 7 घंटे सोते हैं. डोंट डू दिस. इतने कम लोग क्यों. कोई खास रीजन. 8 घंटे सोते हैं. चले कोई एक तो आया जो 8 घंटे सोता है. एनीवन. 10 घंटे. मेंटल हेल्थ को फिट रखने के लिए हमें क्या चीज़ें करनी चाहिए अपनी लाइफ में वो मैं आपको बताता चलूं. सबसे पहले आपकी रेस्ट बहुत ज़रूरी है. आपको 6 to 7 आवर्स की स्लीप लेनी है. ठीक है. एंड सेकंड चीज़ आपकी न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट आपकी मील्स बहुत परफेक्ट होनी चाहिए. जो लोग यहाँ पे बहुत लैक करते हैं एटलीस्ट अगर आप वेट लॉस भी कर रहे हैं तब भी आपकी मील्स जो है वो 6 to 7 होनी चाहिए. अगर आप वेट लॉस भी कर रहे हैं तो ये हो गई हमारी उसकी मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में. और फिजिकल फिटनेस जो है उसको हम स्टूडेंट लाइफ में ऐसे ला सकते हैं कि जैसे एलिवेटर्स होते हैं यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में आप उसको यूज़ ना करें. आप स्टेयर्स यूज़ कर सकते हैं. आप जंपिंग कर सकते हैं. ये एक्टिविटीज़ आप कर सकते हैं फिजिकल को और मेंटल हेल्थ को ऐसे नॉर्मल लाइफ में लाने के लिए. और कितने लोग हैं जो यहाँ पे प्रॉपर मील्स लेते हैं जो 4 to 5 मील्स लेते हैं पर डे. कोई भी नहीं. 2 लोग बस 3 या चलो 4 लोग जो हैं वो यहाँ पे प्रॉपर मील्स लेते हैं. अब आप मुझे बताइए कि मेंटल हेल्थ कैसे इनकी फिट रहेगी. एटलीस्ट आप लोगों को 5 to 6 मील्स पर डे लेनी चाहिए. ठीक है, आपकी न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट स्ट्रांग होगी तो आपकी मेंटल हेल्थ बहुत अच्छी होगी। दो ये पॉइंट हो गए, एक तो रेस्ट, एक मील्स। सेकंड, अगर आपको मेंटल हेल्थ और अच्छी करनी है तो आप पॉजिटिव एनवायरनमेंट में जाइए, पॉजिटिव लोगों से मिले, उससे और आपके मेंटल हेल्थ में कामनेस आएगी। तो इस चीज को आप स्टूडेंट लाइफ में इजीली ला सकते हैं, ये कोई इतना मुश्किल काम नहीं है। अब हम बात करते हैं फिजिकल फिटनेस को लेके। फिजिकल फिटनेस बहुत इजी है, कोई इतना मुश्किल नहीं है। आप जरूरी नहीं है कि कुछ लोग होते हैं जो अफोर्ड नहीं कर पाते जिम को, तो वो ये भी कर सकते हैं कि सुबह उठकर आप स्ट्रेचिंग कर सकते हैं, फिजिकल को लेकर आप पुशअप्स कर सकते हैं इजीली। कुछ लोग होते हैं जो ट्रेनर को हायर नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो अब इतना नीड नहीं है, अब आप यूट्यूब खोलेंगे आपको सब कुछ मिल जाएगा। बट कुछ चीज़ें होती हैं जो चीज़ें यूट्यूब क्लियर नहीं करती, उसके लिए आपको एक गाइडेंस चाहिए होती है, एक कोच आपको प्रॉपर चाहिए होता है। तो स्टूडेंट लाइफ, हाँ हम समझता हूँ, मैं भी स्टूडेंट रह चुका हूँ, जाए भी रह चुके होंगे, इतना मुश्किल नहीं होता। अब बहुत इजी है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, बहुत सी जिम में, जैसा मैं आपको बता रहा था कि अब हबीब यूनिवर्सिटी में भी जिम है, तो अब काफ़ी ये सीन ईजी हो रहा है जिम का, तो इतना मुश्किल नहीं है। बस ये है कि आपको अपने माइंड से क्लियर रहना है। आपको फिजिकल के लिए आपको प्रॉपरली जिम ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा, ज़रूरी नहीं कि आप घर पर ही करें, आपको ट्रेनर से गाइडेंस लेनी पड़ेगी। और ये सारा एक ये सीन हो गया आपका फिजिकल का। मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए मैंने आपको बता दिया, तो थैंक यू सो मच।
Ladies and gentlemen, with over 7 years of experience in the fitness and bodybuilding industry, he has helped numerous individuals achieve their fitness goals and transform their lives for the better. As a professional fitness trainer, Mr. Adnan truly understands the value of physical and mental well-being, and his passion for helping others and achieve their best selves is unmatched. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Adnan 𝗧𝗏𝗏, please. I was just texting. I would like to have the esteemed motivation speakers join us once again on the stage to receive the shield of appreciation from the SMUC team. I would like to call upon stage Ms. 𝗦𝗭𝗔𝗕𝗜𝗏, who will proceed with it. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for our guest. Thank you. With that being done, ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of the opening ceremony. I would request the guests to leave first. The rest of you, please remain seated. Thank you. The rest of the students, kindly please remain seated. Thank you, sir. A huge round of applause for both of the guests. Until further instructions, please be seated. Thank you.
About when come closer to the stage, but don't make a rush close to the stage. There's no space. Just be ready. As soon as it's finished, you get up and you go there. Everybody's presentations are on the desktop? Yes. Nobody will open WhatsApp? Okay, good. One of the judges are here. Just coming, bringing them in.
Ladies and gentlemen, even if you haven't, please, this is the last time. Please make sure your presentations are present on the desktop.